Hello, and here we are for AOR Season 15, PC Assist League 1, Round 10, and it takes us to Singapore. So, yeah, coming into this, I've had actually quite a good result around Italy, of a P7, which is my best of the season. But again, the season not really going how I'd have wanted it. I think we're still 13th or 14th, even so we did gain a few positions after last result. But yeah, here we are at Singapore, and notoriously, it's actually been quite a good track for me. Last time out in Season 14, we took our last win, well, third and final win of that season, and it's my last win to date. So yeah, and probably that race was probably my favourite of all time. So definitely looking forward to this race, probably more than I did prior to that race, because yeah, this track really doesn't suit the controller in comparison to the wheels. So you definitely have our work cut out. Jaeger as well, who also uses the controller. But yeah, here we are, a few tenths up on our banker lap, which was only good enough for P15. So again, just trying to hook up the lap as best as possible. Well, not really aiming for the top 10, even so that'd be quite good. Again, not getting in the most practice, just choosing to sort of devote my free time to other stuff as well as F1 this week, and as a result, yeah, I haven't gone into this with probably as much practice as I probably could have. But still, we're just going to see what we can do. Again, this season, I'm not really fighting for much this season, so it doesn't really matter if I muck up a qualifying or something. But here we are now, we're a few tenths up, and yeah, just seeing where that's going to put us. I mean, right now P15 isn't that good. I'd like for something a bit higher as we're going to cross the line. It's actually going to be a 140.3, and although it was quite a bit of improvement, it's still only enough for P15, which is very disappointing indeed, because there was definitely some people in this lobby, I think, doing 137s. And yeah, you can see Jaeger as well gets disqualified from the session, so both of us again having abysmal qualifyings. But yeah, Martin G at 136.7, so that's nearly what, 3 seconds that faster than us, which is yeah, which is not good at all. So yeah, we definitely need to up the pace if we want to sort of fight for the points today. But yeah, again, really, it's not really quintessential, but at the end of the day, just here to have sort of fun this season, and then maybe next season we'll try to sort of fight for the championship a bit more. But yeah, the default strategy is a 2-stop, but I know from memory you can easily do a 1-stop, quite aggressive 1-stop at that. We're going to underfuel the car a bit as well, to make sure it just reduces really the tyre wear, and you don't really need rich and lot around this track, because there's lots of apart from sector 1, there's lots of corners. So here we are now, 5 lights, about to get underway, and here we are for round 10. Get underway. It's quite a good start. Again, we're probably going to jump Island K off the start. I think he got bogged down a bit. You see Vortex has already overtaken him as well. We've got Jaeger now alongside us. We're going to go into turn 1. Jaeger's braking late. He nearly goes into the back of Llama. He has to turn in on us. So he had nearly a crash between the 3 of us. But I think, yeah, just everyone broke quite early into that corner. It's sort of caused a pinball effect. But here comes Vortex now. He's going to go up our inside. We're going to try to defend around the outside, and that's us maintaining position. And now we're going to see if we can go on the offensive against Jaeger, who's already putting his teammate under pressure. So the 3 THL sort of rivals, if you like, still quite close to each other on track. As you can see, yeah, Llama actually going a bit wide. That's going to allow Jaeger to go side by side. You can see Llama's actually going to get caught behind Korn. He's going to brake really early, and that's us losing our front wing again. And yeah, I don't know what it is with this season, but I think that's the 5th or 6th time in 10 races that we've lost our front wing on the opening lap. And I mean, yes, you could say I'm probably broke a bit too late, but yeah, I definitely feel like I brake quite early. I definitely don't try to make a move on the first lap, because that's just really careless most of the time. But you can see, I think that's Jaeger in the pits, and yeah, we're just gonna sort of come out. Well, we're gonna overtake him for position, but I mean, yeah, just middle of nowhere really. P13, we're a long way behind the leader. Again, nearly getting caught up behind Llama. That's going to allow Vortex around our outside. And yeah, Island K as well. He's going to try to make a move. So we're going to try to go defensive now. We're not going to let these guys we're not going to let 2 guys past us in the matter of 2 corners. And yeah, managing to defend P14 out of 16. But again, probably not the start we were looking for. And yeah, eventually we will have to come in to repair that front wing damage. But I decided that there was no point really coming in on lap 1, lap 2, because then I'd have to commit to a 2-stop, which is much slower. So you can see all of these guys with front wing damage deciding to come in, and I thought maybe I could actually fight, have a better fight if I could just sort of hang out the one stop, and that will probably give me a better chance of going to the points. But again, as you saw in qualifying, I don't really have the pace around here. You can see Island K straight away is going to try to get us back. And yeah, I mean, when you have the outside line of that corner, you can't really defend much. And you can see now Jaeger's behind us in what will be P11. So yeah, he's just trying to keep on the back of Island K for now. As we skip on to what will be lap 4, he actually disconnects. So we get back into what will be P8. So there's a few more people sort of pits. You see Jaeger's actually retired from the session. So yeah, I think he was actually had an incident with, I think, Korn. And that meant he actually went into the wall. So yeah, so that was quite unfortunate for Jaeger. I mean, he's not having the best season himself. Even so, he's having a damn right better season than me right now. I mean, I think we only have 17 points to our name, and it's not looking like we're going to score any more, because 7's going to come straight past us. I mean, he picked quite early from the league group, so I don't know if he had issues or anything. But yeah, he's easily going to get past us. And again, with front wing damage, we just can't really defend. We were going to initially come in at lap 6, but I don't know, I decided to stay out so I could have a little battle with Island K, and also I knew it would be probably better on the tyre wear. But yeah, that battle really amalgamated to nothing because he literally passed us straight away. So yeah, here we are now, P10. And yeah, we've got quite a big gap behind us still, but that's going to be closing down quite quickly. And here we are into the pits, and yeah, we're going to probably comfortably come out in last of the current runners, especially with that front wing change. I mean, because we've had to run with front wing damage for 7 laps, yes, we get to do one less stop, but we're just going to have to forfeit the forfeit the extra time you can gain via the undercut, especially as we've had lots of front wing damage. But here we are now, changing the front wing. Maybe so I set it to yes instead of auto. I've seen too many people in the past not have their front wing changed because they set it to auto. So I'm not trying to make that mistake myself. Even so, yeah, by this stage I was pretty much out of the Grand Prix. You can see actually the league group, I think that's the league 4, actually bridging the gap to 5th and 6th, who are in turn way ahead of 7th. So but yeah, meanwhile we're quite a bit behind Llama, who's actually overtaken Hyphy Bonbon now. He's actually coming to the pit, so he overtake him as well. But he's probably going to be bearing down on us quite quickly. Again, these guys probably should be able to bridge up the extra pit stop. But you see Island K as well, also into the pit. So we're up into 11th, and I was thinking, well, we could still get points, even though the pace was definitely against us. But you can see Horvey now, it's actually disconnected, and we actually get a few penalties as well. And the 2 guys behind us as well are also disconnected. So I think Horvey just had probably issues because he was actually fighting near the front. But the other 2, I think, they just didn't really want to, well, do the rest of the race right at the back of the field. But yeah, meanwhile, even so, it's quite boring for us. We're going to try to persevere, just see if we can get points. I mean, every point counts at the end of the day. Not that it really matters now at this stage, unless I literally win all the rest of the races, which is very unlikely. I will be nowhere near the championship fight. And so Martin G actually might be quite close after this race, because you can see he's actually pulling a gap out front. So yeah, he's been doing really well the last few races. He seemed to be the dominant driver in this league. Meanwhile, we actually got Vortex behind us, so lots of these guys have made their second pit stops, and now we're up into 9th place. But yeah, that's probably going to be short-lived, because you can see Vortex gaining on us really quickly, and I think the gap was 8 seconds, but now it's all the way down to, well, less than a second now. So yeah, he's probably going to get past us quite easily. But again, I was just thinking at this rate, well, 11th, 12th and 13th were all disconnected, so the worst I can really come is 10th. So I may as well battle Vortex for 9th. I mean, he's not like he's going to really gain any more positions up front. And the way I thought about it was that even with quite older tyres than him, because he's on the ultra softs, towards the end of the race his tyres will sort of come away from him. So here we are now. We're going to go defensive into what will be the beginning of sector 2. We're actually going to manage to hold the position, and I know from racing Richie side by side around this track last season, I can actually hold it around the outside of this corner, get the better traction, and that's us keeping the position. So much like we did in season 14, we're defending hard around this track, and even so, Vortex is on ultra softs, we're managing to give him a hard time. Of course, I mean, I don't normally battle people who are on fresher tyres than us, but I just thought we could actually legitimately get P9, even with a few penalties. So I may as well just keep battling for it. But you can see Vortex again on the fresher tyres. He's literally keeping right up our bumper. We're going to go defensive now. We're going to manage to defend again, keeping the car parked in the centre of the track. But he's actually going to force himself alongside us. We're going to try to squeeze him out, and that's us keeping the position. We're going to give him a little bit of space as well. But again, managing to defend. But yeah, down this long straight, this is the best overtaking opportunity. And although this is So it's quite easy to defend from. It's not Monaco. You can definitely overtake around this track, especially on this game where slipstream is quite powerful. But you see, Vortex is going to go last minute to the inside, and there's nothing really we can really do to defend that. He's going to have the extra traction, and yeah, we can't really hold it around the outside. And you can see now we've got the leaders now approaching. I think that's Martin G. So yeah, I think this is one of the first races in God knows how long that I'm actually going to be lapped, and it's quite humiliating to be lapped, but Martin G has driven a really good race, and there he is thanking us, which is very sportsmanlike of him. He's probably going to go on to win the race now, unless something catastrophic happens to him. But yeah, I mean, Martin G's just been in a league of his own all day. The only guy to go sub 1 minute 37, which is nearly 4 seconds a lap faster than us. So yeah, I wasn't really too gutted to be lapped, especially around the track, which doesn't suit the pad at all. I mean, I sort of fluked the win around here last season because of the rain, but I mean, without rain, the pad on this game is really uncompetitive, so I wasn't really hoping to compete, especially around this track. But again, just letting past Stefanator this time, and I think Entity is actually not far behind him, so Entity's actually done quite a good comeback, considering he started 6th, and considering his track record in recent times. But yeah, you can see Vortex well ahead of us now. We're actually about to lap 11th place. Of course, he's disconnected, and yeah, pretty much in no man's land now. Last of the guys running, and yeah, it's not been a good race at all, but we're going to limp home on lap 30 out of 31. We won't even be able to finish the race for the first time in a long time, and it's going to be P10, which was actually one of my better results of the season, but I could tell you it wasn't one of my better drives of the season, and that's just highlighting it there, getting my 4th penalty of the race. It wasn't a good race at all, sort of spoiled by the lap 1 incident, and yes, my lack of pace around this track, and yeah, you could just see crashing my car at the finish line, and yeah, not really a good race. But yeah, I won't be attending the next race as well, round 11, but I should be back by round 12, and by then I hopefully will be slightly better at the game, even so I'm not going to guarantee it. Again, I'm sort of gearing myself towards F1 2018, but you can see the updated driver standings. Entity still holds a marginal lead to Stefanator, who's closed in to the lead. Again, 7 as well in the championship fight. Kweki not attending this race, so he's actually slipped down again a bit to 4th, and Martin G now in the championship fight. Meanwhile, Mercedes and Red Bull still trade blows at the top. McLaren also closing them down, and yeah, Renault again. I mean, Kweki's basically carried me this season, so without him I couldn't really do much. Again, looking at the race results, and Entity actually gets 2nd on penalties. Schwalbe again getting another really good result. 7 recovering to 5th after that earlier incident. Omar 6th. Mr. JCP loving life in 7th, and Lama getting quite a good result in 8th in the end. Yes, us in 10th, we were nowhere really near the pack, and yeah, hopefully we can be a bit closer at round 12. I don't even know what the track will be, but we'll see closer to the time.